In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at some easy summer flowers that come back year after year, also called perennials. Most of them will be from my friend Robin from her beautiful garden. You will see some of them that like full sun like these daisies right here. And you'll also see some that like full shade like these hostas. And I also put in a few here and there from my garden as well, like these beautiful hydrangeas that like hard shades, so you can get a great idea of what to do for your garden. Let's take a look at Robin's beautiful garden. And if you've never been here before, my name is Marlene. Welcome to my home and garden channel. And these are pretty much rabbit deterrent plants as well too. The rabbits, we get them in our area, but they basically have the weeds and the cut grass, which is perfectly fine for us. They don't bother these plants at all. So over here now, let's take a closer look. You can see how well they combine together, and we'll take a look at each one individually so you can have some more details. The first one here would be, this is called Serendipity Allium. It's in the onion family, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. This is, I guess, it's maybe a new favorite for me here. They deter not only rabbits but other pests as well. You know, they help to protect your garden from the ones that will harm your plant, little bugs and things like that. And as you can see, pollinators love it. So I think I'm going to try to get one of these for my next set of plantings. And over here you can see a salvia off to the side, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Before, let's just take a look at these wonderful daisies right here. These are Shasta daisies. Of course, there are different varieties of them. This type right here, what I like about it is that, you know, it starts out with a light yellow color, and as it gets more mature, it gets whiter and whiter, which is really pretty. And you can see how it combines. You know, there are pollinators that come for this as well. It's very early in the morning, and the birds, they sound so wonderful. But as the day progresses, you'll see that more and more butterflies come by in the garden. Over to the back there, that's a salvia, and this is one that I have in my garden that comes back every year. This is how you can buy them at your local garden center. What I like about this plant is that, you know, even after it stops blooming, because it's really an early spring to early summer bloomer, once it stops blooming, the seed heads, they also offer great interest. You know how they look. They add a little bit of texture to your garden. And of course, from time to time, you will get little volunteer plants coming off from those. And you can see they have the pink ones as well. Back over here now to the back, there you'll see that there are some yarrow, the pink ones, and these come in many different colors. So of course you could choose different varieties that you like, and I absolutely love them. Next to them over there, you'll see the some red sunflowers, or some red coneflowers, pardon me, and those are so gorgeous, and I just love coneflowers. This one is a little unusual variety because I don't see that one a lot. If you can't find those, you can always try another bright color if that's what you're going for, by using black-eyed Susans. Back there you'll see some dianthus right there, and those are gorgeous. They bloom very early spring, but in recent times they've been breeding them to actually bloom not only in the cool weather of early spring, but they'll go right over into summer. And you can see you have lots of different choices for these depending on what kind of color scheme you are working with. And you know, butterflies love them, and you know, they are just a wonderful addition to your garden, and they're fairly inexpensive as well. You can always deadhead them though further on in the season if you don't like to see the spent blooms. Next we come to verbena, and look at this striking color right here, guys. Isn't this absolutely gorgeous? Very pretty. And this is another variety right here, and there's so many different types. And this is how you would basically get them at your garden center. Of course, the larger the container, the more it's going to cost you. But again, it's a very good investment because once you plant them, they're going to come back year after year. You can also divide them to the bigger the container, the more likely you'll be to have multiple roots in there that you can divide out into your garden. And I think they're absolutely great for not just flower beds, but also for your containers as well. You know, they're just so gorgeous. Look at that color, guys. It's just so pretty. And like I said, you know, they last for a long time throughout the season, and they're just a beautiful addition to your garden. Now over to another flower bed here, just to show you right here that she has two different colors of coneflowers, and that's a good way to do it in your garden. You know, she has the light yellow one right there and that coral colored one. You know, so they're both very beautiful, and just to show you by way of size how they look. And these also add interest in your garden as well. This one right here is one from my garden, and this is the more standard one, the OG as we would say. for the cone flowers. This is the echinacea that you typically see. They talk about having medicinal properties and maybe seen on cough drops and things like that. Of course, I'm not a doctor, but this is what studies have shown that is very good for that. Next to it now, she has this plant right here, which is, it adds some height to the garden and it produces beautiful flowers. But what I did some research on this plant, and I've come to find out that this is actually the vitex, or the chaste tree as they call it. And it does grow to a pretty large size, so I'm not sure if she's going to end up moving it to another spot, or how she's going to have it grow there. But it's very, very beautiful, and it's also said to have medicinal properties as well. So this is what hers is looking like here. I came a few days after to take a second look, and this is how it is looking there. So it's absolutely gorgeous, and the leaves are just so pretty. The pattern is nice. And an option to that may be for height. You can maybe try some hydrangeas like these, but bear in mind that these are mophead hydrangeas or macrophylla hydrangeas, mean they have big leaves, and they're great for cut flowers too, or just to beautify, your garden. Like I took one out here. You remember if you watched my previous video where I had one that I put in my arrangement to do my summer patio makeover. And if you haven't seen this video, I'll link it at the end for you. Be sure to check it out. It's been getting some good results, as I'm glad it's helping out so many people. These are some other hydrangeas right here from somewhere else. I just wanted to show that they do turn pink if your soil is alkaline, or purple if it is neutral. They're blue if it's acidic. Over here now, these are some limelight hydrangeas. So if you want it to be in a sunnier area of your garden, full sun, then this is a perfect one for you. They've gotten so popular in recent times, and I'm sure you can see why. And you can see how the prices are, but this is an investment, guys. It grows really, really tall, relatively for a shrub type plant. So it is definitely worth it, I would say. And you can see the colors, how they change it. And even in the fall, after it has dried up slightly, it turns a light color of purple. And then even when it's dry, it still adds lots of interest to your winter garden. And just to say that if you do love flowers and gardening and you wanted to follow along with me, be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap on the notification bell twice so you never miss an upload. I'm just so happy every time that someone new does that. Now let's take a look at our shade plants. Over here we have some hostas, and you can see the flowers on them. And hummingbirds actually love these, so it adds so much interest as well. You're bringing in different types of pollinators in. And over here she has a little bird statue, which I think is so cute. It just adds that interest to her garden. But just to say about hostas that, even though they have cute little flowers, I think the most striking thing about hostas is actually the foliage. The leaves are just so dramatic. These actually look to me like lotus flowers that would be floating, the leaves that would be floating on the pond. Over here, this is like a chartreuse color one that has the white border. Very, very pretty. And of course, they spread, they multiply over time, so they're going to take over the space, and you'll have a lot more bang for your buck, as they say. You can see the colors at that one right there. Very nice, kind of like a gray green, and this one over here is like a chartreuse with a lime green around it. Very, very pretty. I just absolutely love hostas. They do, attract slugs though, so if slugs are part of your area, you want to make sure you get some kind of a slug treatment for them. And I'll link one below in the description box for you as well if you wanted to take a look at that. Now just to show you that this area is in complete shade. It basically gets no sun at all. And they're still doing very, very well. See that? These ones I think are a little bit older for her over here, but you can see how they're spreading and they just look so good. So now we're going to take a look from full shade to just those that like part sun for you. Of course, roses are standard. These ones, they bloomed already. She's trimming them back so they can bloom again. But this is a different type of daisy right here. So just to say that, you can have them in full sun, but if you have part sun, part shade, they'll still do well as well for you and come back up the following year. And I love that. Over here, she also has some butterfly bush. That would be one of the purple flowers back there. And these will get larger over time and also add some vertical interest as well, which I love that. And of course, the butterflies come in and, they're attracted to this. It's just so wonderful to just be out in the garden and hear the birds singing and just enjoy nature. What a great creator we have. He makes so many wonderful things. Those are her azaleas right there. These ones are not hers, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful they look when they are in full bloom, so it's definitely a good addition to your garden. And I did a previous video as well on that you can check out. Just go to my videos and you can scroll down and you'll see it on there. And you also have plants too that basically they don't produce flowers like this one here, but the foliage, it adds so much interest to the garden, so you can always consider those as well. So bear in mind that whatever you're planting them, they are very beautiful and they come back every year, but at the same time you can still add in just a few, like annuals here and there, maybe to add in a little splash of color that you want it to come up really quick. You can always get some of those and you can plant your annuals as well. But it makes a very good mix to marry both in the garden, but if not, that's okay. You can just do your perennials when they come up. It makes it easy, not much to do, and it's a good way to go as well. So if there are any that you like that you didn't see here, you wanted to mention, be sure to put it in the comments. I'd certainly look forward to seeing those. And I hope that this helped you. Bear in mind again to check on your growing zone so that you get the right plant for the right location, and it will work out perfectly fine for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I do hope to see you in the next video. Take care.